Hi, and welcome back to the Take Control of Your Psyche program with Destiny University. This is Module 5. We're going to be talking about practicing Kaizen, meaning positive change or improvement in integration, as well as the components of the integrated psyche. So we're going to touch on this very briefly. We'll hop around to slide 6 very quickly. In the previous slide, we talked about the components of an integrated psyche being number 1, integration, number 2, reference experiences, number 3, belief systems, identity, number 4, number 5, focus or your reticular activating system, number 6, your neurophysiological state, number 7, your habits, and then after that, your relationship. So clearly, when we're talking about integrated work or the work of integration on a daily basis as a part of your integration triad in your power of power, as Tony Robbins calls it, really what we're talking about is strengthening both the integration to the psyche as well as the components of the integrated psyche, namely the reference experiences, beliefs, etc. that you see here. So Kaizen, or the state of positive change in each of one of these, means that we're working to increase the depth and quality of reference experiences, as well as the volume of them on a daily basis, as well as the beliefs systems according to those reference experiences, those positive ones, from integrated pleasure. And so from there, what we're doing is we're continuously improving. Tony Robbins would say continuous and never-ending improvement. And that's the integration work that we're talking about with Destiny University in terms of taking control of your psyche and taking control of improvement in each of the components of the integrated psyche. So that's ultimately what we're talking about here in this module. So it's Kaizen and integration and the components of the integrated psyche. So Kaizen means continuous and never-ending improvement. At Destiny University, it is the discipline of refining your psyche daily through the integration therapy. Integration cannot be left to chance. It must be maintained like a living system. And we're building integration therapy into your daily integration triad, i.e. your Tony Robbins Power Hour, as he refers to it. So constant, never-ending strengthening of the integration to the psyche itself, as well as the components of the psyche, emphasizes the breakthroughs that fade with practice. Kaizen transforms insights into lasting evolution by unlocking small refinements each day. So think of Kaizen as tending to an inner garden. If you don't water, prune, and nourish it, weeds of dashboarded programming will return. Kaizen is your daily gardener, keeping your psyche fertile, alive, and flourishing, and keeping you integrated. So why Kaizen matters. Breakthroughs feel exhilarating, but without reinforcement, the psyche defaults back to the dashboarded programming disintegration that seeks to disconnect you from your natural psyche. So stress, fatigue, old environments can trigger regression. Kaizen acts as the immune system of the psyche, detecting dashboard creep early and then transforming it into an opportunity for growth rather than relapse. Think of cleaning a window once, but it doesn't keep it clean forever. Dust always comes back. Kaizen is the daily cloth that keeps your vision of life clear and bright. So the 1% principle. The human brain resists massive overnight change necessarily, but it adapts easily to micro shifts. So a 1% improvement every day compounds into a transformation 37 times larger in 1 year. So think of the power of compounding as it relates to integration and the components of an integrated psyche. Small is powerful. The psyche grows with compound interest, tiny deposits of effort that multiply exponentially over time. Exponential growth curve starts to flatten out, then shoot upwards to show how invisible small actions become massive results over time. So stop trying to leap into a new self overnight. The true power lies in refraining just 1% daily. Once you get connected to your integrated psyche, it's then working on that 1% every single day to get better and better in each of the components. So the compound effect in psyche, integration grows through small repeated upgrades, language, breathing, posture, focus, all of this good stuff. Brick by brick, Kaizen builds a psyche that withstands storms. Instead of scrambling to fix yourself in a crisis, you already stand on reinforced foundations. Earthquakes topple weak buildings, but structures reinforced daily endure. Kaizen makes your psyche earthquake-proof. So we already touched on the components of an integrated psyche, and now we're getting into the metrics of growth. So one of the things that when you're integrated to your psyche, you have the experience of euphoria as well as ecstasy, and I want you to start scoring that when you get that integrated pleasure state, 1 through 10, where you're tracking right now, where you are when you're integrated, And you'll notice that over time, you're going to move towards higher and higher levels of ecstasy and euphoria as your natural neurophysiological state. So keep a Kaizen logbook in terms of your increases in improvement in each of your components of your integrated psyche, as well as the experience of becoming integrated to that psyche in the first place, and then work on those micro upgrades. So what is a 1% shift I can make today if repeated every single year? That's the integration therapy in each of the components. Journaling in your logbook associated with each of the components and the improvements, and get it used to doing that. So the key takeaway is Kaizen prevents dashboard creep by reinforcing integration daily. Tiny shifts compound into exponential growth. When you commit to 1% improvement, integration becomes permanent. You don't need to change everything overnight. You only need to change one thing today and repeat it tomorrow. That is how Kaizen transforms tiny acts into destiny-shaping momentum. Hopefully this was helpful, guys. We're on to the next one.